Hi family, hello guys, hi. Hi guys, my name is Mbali. Welcome to my video. Sorry, no, welcome to my channel. This is a new video and it is basically a story time. So I've never done a story time. I don't know the do's and don'ts of a story time. I don't know if I'm a good storyteller, so this is the first time for both of us, I guess. But welcome guys, and I hope the story that I'm about to tell you guys is going to help someone, right? It's going to help someone in the sense of you're not going to lose hope, firstly, and you're not going to be scared, right? Because when this happened to me, I was very, very scared. As you can tell by the title, this is a story of my second born, right, her birth story. Okay, so I've got 3 kids now, and I had my first baby via normal child birth by JJ. Oh, can I say that word? Oh my goodness. Okay, no. Ooh, okay, I don't know if I can say that word. I just said it. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Okay, but okay. Rewind. Oh my goodness. Okay, but naturally, I gave birth to my first baby naturally, and my second child was a C-section. So this story that I'm about to tell you guys is basically, I'm gonna briefly give you guys the before, in terms of before I went into labor, and the after as well as during. Correct. Basically what I remember. So just a background about myself. I would like to think, which is not a good character trait, I guess, of myself. I am very much of a people pleaser, so I also see the good in people. I'm not trying to make myself a it's just really, honestly, that is my character. So when I meet you, or I always will, unless there's something bad that I do really know about you that's facts. But normally, if I don't know someone, I will always give you the benefit of the doubt, and I will trust that you have a good heart and you're not out here in the world just trying to, be mean to people. So I was staying in Cape Town, and I moved to Joburg with my husband and my firstborn child. So when I got to Joburg, I fell pregnant here, and I needed to find a gynae here. I didn't have a gynae here. Even back in Cape Town, I had my gynae when I was, pregnant, but afterwards it wasn't a regular thing, that, oh, I'll go to a gynae, which you're supposed to as women. But most people, honestly speaking, I would like to believe I'm not alone in this, you don't have a favorite gynae. When you have to go, you just book a gynae that's available and you go, unless you're someone who maybe had multiple babies or a baby, and you made a connection with the gynae, and you stick with that person. So I don't want to be long with my story, but so when I got here, I looked for a gynae. I had a very good experience with my first pregnancy, so I wasn't worried about anything. I was healthy, early 30s, so I'm not worried about anything at this time. So I look for a gynae. Because I'm with a specific plan, I needed to look for someone in my plan. So I find a doctor in my plan. It's a female doctor, and this time I really, really wanted a doctor that looked like me, because I just felt like, oh, a female doctor, she might, be a bit more gentle, she might understand me a little bit better. So that's what I wanted. So I got this doctor, and the first appointment that I had with her, she was a bit cold. Okay. She wasn't, doctors sometimes they smile just to make you feel comfortable, because nobody likes being in a doctor's office. Whatever doctor it is, I bet you don't want to be there, right? Okay. So at first, I just thought, no, this is just her personality. Not everybody is all giggles and laugh all the time. She means business, and she just wants to do what she's here to do. And normally when you go for these checkups, there'll be a stage where you need to go for blood tests. Oh, I'm outside, child, it's a bit cold. There's times where you need to go for blood tests and those type of things. So I had to go for a few blood tests just to check my blood for whatever they're checking for. And when I got to the section where I needed to go, the nurses, when I gave them my Guys, there's a fly here, so it's irritating me. When I gave the nurses my documents, I could see that they got into like a panic mode, right? Like, we need to get this right. We need to make sure that everything is okay. The patient is coming from Dr. Soren. So, okay, all right, because this doctor is in the hospital where I'm going to give birth. Her offices or her rooms are there as well. I'm like excited. I'm like, okay, they panicky, meaning that this doctor like wants perfection. That's what I was thinking. Fully perfection. This is basically just how she is. Okay. So I wasn't worried, I have the next appointment. I go to her again. She's a bit cold. She's very snippy with my husband. So my husband is the type of person who's going to ask a lot of questions. He's not like me. I will just take what she's saying, ask questions if I feel like I have to. But most of the time, if you are the doctor, I'm not really going to question you so much. But for him, he questions a lot of things. So that's why when I'm with him, I'm comfortable, because I know he's going to ask the questions that I'm thinking of asking, because I can be a bit shy sometimes, to my, I guess, not to my benefit to say. So yeah, so he would ask questions, and she would be very snippy with him, not obviously, but you could tell that when she's answering a question, there's a bit of like an undertone of like being irritated with him. So so my husband is like, okay, maybe let's find someone else. But I'm like, it's a bit too late now to switch doctors. I'm not comfortable doing that. If she's not talkative, it's fine. Let her just do her job. I'm just here to make sure that my baby's healthy, that I'm healthy, and that we have a good pregnancy. Okay, fast forward to a few weeks before I have to give birth. So I have, you have your appointment, you talk to your doctor, you tell your doctor, okay, this is what I would like, this is my plan. I go in, because that's what I did with my previous, daughter. I go in and I tell, with my previous pregnancy, sorry, I go in and I tell her that, okay, this is basically what I want. And she just flat out tells me, we can't do that. So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I want to have like a natural birth. I'm healthy. There's nothing wrong with me. And she's like, no, you can't plan that right now because you don't know what's going to happen. And I was like, okay, but I'm not saying this is what is going to happen. I'm saying this is what I would like to happen, should all the ducks be in the row. But unless something changes that prevents this from happening, then obviously the alternative will be a C-section, and that's okay. But I wanted to share with you what my birth plan is, which is normal, guys. This is normal. Like, I'm not the only person who's saying this to her. I'm sure of it. So she just flat out tells me no, right? No, we cannot plan for that. No, it cannot happen. Okay, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna fight this. As long as I've told you what I want. You're saying we can't plan, but this is the plan this is what I want. I want to give natural birth. I would like to have an epidural. I know that I cannot tolerate pain, so this is basically what I want. So when I get there, before it gets even worse, I would like to have an epidural so that I can be comfortable in order for me to give birth. That's what I did the first time around. That's what I want to do this time around. That's what I want as the patient. Okay, so I go home. A few weeks later, I start getting contractions. Okay, I get contractions. This is in the middle of the night, maybe about 9ish or so, right? They start getting a bit worse, and then I tell my husband, let's go straight to the hospital. Okay, so we get to the hospital like maybe 10ish, 10:30, run about there, and they check me. They're like, okay, yes, we need to admit you are 4 centimeters dilated. Okay, I'm not good with pain. I'm going through the most. Like, I don't like how I'm feeling, and I tell them right away that, listen, I need an epidural because I cannot take pain, and I've told my doctor, and already I'm going through the most, and I'm only 4 centimeters. Call my doctor. The nurses call my doctor. She says, no, give her an injection in the thigh. I was like, no, that's not what I want. I want an epidural, and that's what I told you that I wanted. Guys, please bear in mind, I'm fine right now. I'm in pain, which is natural, which is normal for someone who has a who's giving birth. Give me a moment. I'm gonna be right back. Hold on. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay, I do have kids in the house, so I do apologize. But where was I? Okay, so I get there. They check me. I'm 4 centimeters dilated, and I tell the doctor, okay, and the nurses that please call my doctor. I need an epidural. This is basically what I want. My husband's also there. He's telling them the same thing. He's telling them this is my plan. And the nurse says no. The doctor says they must give me something in my thigh. So now I'm going through the most, because obviously now things are moving, right? I'm dilating more and more, right, as time goes on. And bear in mind now it's 11, as time goes on, I'm getting more pain, right? And I keep telling them, like, what's going on? Like, why are you guys doing this? Like, I'm asking you, I'm telling you this is what I want. They're like, your doctor is saying no to this. This is what we need to give you. They come there with the injection. I get off the bed, so I'm strapped on the bed, not strapped, sorry. I'm on the bed, obviously, the things that are on me and my heart, they want to monitor my heart and the baby's heart. I'm not gonna cry. Okay. And they're monitoring my heart rate, the baby's heart rate, and my baby's getting in distress because I cannot take the pain. I'm climbing off the bed, I'm on the floor, I'm ripping these, because that thing is so uncomfortable on your tummy when you're having contractions. Anybody who's given birth can attest to this, where when that belt that monitors the baby's on your tummy and you're having contractions, you don't want anything on you. If you could rip your clothes off, you would, right? So I'm standing there, I'm pushing everybody away, I'm calling my husband, I'm asking to help me. Like, he doesn't know what to do. He cannot do anything. All he can do is basically just fight for me as much as he could. But at the end of the day, the doctor has to say she's the boss, guys. It is 12. This doctor is not here. I'm dilated. I'm 9 centimeters dilated, and I'm going through the most. I am bleeding on the floor. Like, please bear in mind, this is a private hospital. I have paid for this. They're not doing me a favor, okay? I have medical aid to cover for these type of things. Nobody is tossing me a bone here to say, hey, squinzely favor. No. Everybody who's here is getting paid to help me do this, right? So you would expect that people would just do. I'm not asking for treatment that is over the moon. I'm just asking for you to do your job and make sure my baby now is safe. My baby's in distress now. The doctor gets in there. As she gets there, the doctor who's supposed to give me the epidural is also there now. But at this point, like, it's getting worse. Like, nothing is going as planned, which I understand. But like, I feel like it could have been prevented. Sorry guys, I'm outside, so the birds are like chirping, not chirping, but doing whatever they're doing. Okay, so the doctor who gives me the epidural gets there maybe, let's say, 30 minutes or so before my doctor. But at this point, like, Bati, I'm already like 9 centimeters dilated. That's what they're telling me, and I'm bleeding. Like, literally, at some point, I remember I was holding my husband's. I don't know if I ripped it, but I was holding him so hard because I was in so much pain that I ripped his top. I feel like I did, and I was digging into him because I couldn't take the pain. So the doctor gets there. I'm starting to feel a bit numb, but it's too late now. My baby is going through it. Apparently my baby pooed in the tummy, and now I need to go for an emergency C-section. Even when she gets it, she just grabs me, turns me around, and like, now I'm aware and I'm alert to what's going on, because now I'm no longer in pain. I can like sort of register what's going on, and she gets there. Like, I'm in tears, my husband is in tears, because now the nurse is like, baby's in distress, like, and she comes and she just was like, oh, and she says, oh, the baby pooped in your tummy, you need an emergency section. My husband's like, no, she doesn't want one. And she's like, so what must I do? Guys, I don't know. We rushed the C-section. Bear in mind, this is almost this is basically almost 3 years ago, and it still upsets me till today, because no human being should treat someone like that. It's just not okay. Anyway, I am not this person. Okay, so we get to the room. She does this the C-section. Obviously I fall asleep, because now they have to give me a spinal. They've already given me an epidural, now they're giving me a spinal as well, and I doze off, and I'm trying my best to stay up so I can see my baby, meet my baby. as soon as I heard her cry, I just passed out. And I woke up in the room, and I'm shaking. Obviously, you know how you're after you've been in the theater. I'm shaking and I'm nervous and I'm worried. Is the baby okay? And all those things. My husband's like, no, the baby's fine and you're okay and everyone's okay. And it's like, okay, cool. And I never saw that doctor ever again. She didn't come to check on me. The next morning or after the surgery, nothing. I never heard from her again. And for me also, I was supposed to go for my 6-week checkup. I didn't go because I didn't want to be traumatized by that lady again. Yeah, I feel like I didn't want to be traumatized by that lady again, right? Only to I'm giving you guys a story to say that was a bad experience for me. My voice is changing because I'm so upset. A bad experience for me. And then when I went to my doctor now with my third baby, because I got pregnant again, and now I was so nervous. It took me about 3 months for me to actually commit to a doctor and go see a doctor. Sorry. And for me to actually go see a doctor, like I was like, because I'm at the mercy of the doctors. When you're pregnant, there's nothing you can do about it. You need to see a doctor. You can't not see a doctor, right? I looked for a doctor 3 months later. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to this doctor. After a lot of research, I found a doctor who was referred to by another doctor that I couldn't go to. And what an angel. Guys, from the time I got there to the time I gave birth, it was always a pleasant visit. She was always kind, okay with questions. Even after I suggested a VBAC, which is going natural again after a C-section, she was open to it. Just gave me the pros and cons of it. I then explained to her that, okay, I'd rather do the C-section. But even that woman saw me probably like 5 times after I had surgery. My scar is impeccable. Like, she fixed the damage the lady did before. And on my last visit, I'm gonna go again now. I was supposed to go at 6 weeks after, because I went for a 4-week, and then I was supposed to go again for 6 weeks checkup. I couldn't because something happened and Easter happened, and then I'm gonna have to go now. But she gave me like a USB stick of all my child's ultrasounds that I did with her. So I'm just giving you guys a story to say that if you've had a bad experience, because it can be very, very scary, because my doctor was even saying maybe go to a therapist. It's like, no, it's fine, I can deal, but maybe I haven't, because it's so upsetting me till now. But I'm just saying that listen, if you've had a bad experience with any doctor, they're not all bad people. Like, they're not all bad doctors. There are good doctors who care about what they do. My voice is gone. There's nothing. I don't know. I'm probably going to end this video now. But I'm just saying that, yes, there are good doctors out there that will take care of you. And you just have to do your research and just speak up for yourself. If you can tell that, a doctor's not nice to you, I think that's a red flag right away. Who's irritated, that's a red flag. And I know that for me, it wasn't obvious, but I know that for someone now that I'm telling you this, it's maybe like, oh, it's so obvious. Sometimes when you're in the situation, or when you, like I was saying, when you're trying to see the good in people, you're like, oh, maybe they're just having a bad day, or they're not maybe talkative or whatever. But trust your instinct. If you can feel that this person is not a good doctor for you or your family, just don't do it. Try and find someone else. But there are good doctors, and I just want to say shout out to my current doctor. She's amazing. She's been great. And yeah, so that is my story. I don't know if I did good. Let me know if I did good, so I can maybe do another story time for maybe this birth that I had, which was a great experience, very positive. But let me know, how did I do with my first story time? Did I do good? Did you guys love it, or should I just stick to the vlogging. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope this wasn't a very long video. Thank you for being here, and I hope you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. Bye.